Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been out for just over a month now. It's sold a ton of copies, but how are we feeling 30 or so days later? How much have we played? Who are we playing as? And how are we enjoying this game a month later? That's what we're here to discuss today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the comments what your experience is with the new Smash a month later. Gabe, I think it's safe to say this is one of, if not the new top of the tier must-have Switch game. How are you playing it a month later?
I have spent over 100 hours. I've done like 99 point something percent of World of Light. I'm still kind of making my way through that. Right now, these days, if I'm playing Smash, it's just the online stuff. But it is an evergreen title. We're going to play it forever. You guys listening right now probably have played over 100 hours already. It was no surprise that we were going to love Smash, right? It's Super Smash Bros. It's a very beloved franchise, one of the best ones Nintendo has on the roster. And that's not the surprise. I guess what I want to ask you, Zach, is how often are you playing Smash these days?
I'm playing a lot, especially when I'm back at my home base in Indiana. My brothers and I, they've both, Jake and Noah, have gotten into it significantly. They were a little bit of, I don't want to say latecomers to the party, but around Christmas is when it started to really gain traction for my family, and that added a lot of playtime for me. You and I still battled out a lot. I still kind of pay attention to the Spirit Board events because I think it's interesting that they keep coming so frequently, and obviously I'm very hyped for finding out more about the DLC characters, and hopefully Piranha Plant is around the corner. But honestly, Smash Bros. Ultimate for me is basically a King K. Rool simulator. I feel like I need some like therapy on this because I am broken. I only want to play as King K. Rool, and everybody is constantly telling me like, dude, there's 74 characters and you only play as one. But I love him. But I love that this is like the first time I'm actually getting good with a specific main.
Yeah, that's the one annoying thing about playing against you. You don't play as anyone else. Like, you gotta fix that. But yeah, we do play it quite a bit, more than I honestly expected, just because the nature of the beast when it comes to YouTube and things like this is games come, we play them, and then they go because other stuff is coming. But it seems like Smash Brothers is gonna be a mainstay for us for the coming year, at least, if not more.
Yeah, well, it's the perfect game, I guess, for our lifestyle, my lifestyle. Like, the fact that it is multiplayer, the fact that I can get a couple battles in super quickly. I can get one battle in, if that's all the time I have for. And I've really enjoyed setting up the arenas and playing online in that way. I've been streaming the game over on Facebook, and I love just, like, putting up an arena and chatting with people and bringing them in. And it's helped me sort of learn other characters, not how to play them.
That's not true. Gabe. That's not true.
It's helped me learn how to play against other characters and how to formulate my K. Rool strategies for specific foes. But the thing that I can't get past is the Ridley K. Rool matchup is honestly taking up so much of my Smash Bros. Ultimate time right now. That specific combo is so tricky for me. Again, I've never really mained a character in this way. Not with such devotion. And I knew I was going to love K. Rool before the thing came out. As the character I most wanted in the game. When he came out, that trailer, so hyped for him. He gets here. And honestly, the first little bit, Gabe, I didn't play as K. Rool all that much. Like, the first week of the game, I was like, okay, he's cool. I'm not really sure. I played as a bunch of other characters. I tried out all the newbies. And then I just dove so deep in love with King K. Rool. It's almost obsessive. But that Ridley matchup, it gets me. I cannot counter his over B, the one where he like slides aggressively with the purple claw.
Yeah, I mean, you can
too
dodge
tough
roll.
For me to tango.
You can dodge roll out of that. Regardless, I have been maining as Kirby, by the way, just because I blame World of Light for that. That broke me. It started with World of Light with Kirby, and I was like, oh, cool, I like Kirby, and then, but I'm not like you though. I do like messing around with other characters. I try to at least have some type of maybe 3 or 4 rotating roster of characters that I enjoy playing as. And make no mistake, I'm not great at the game. I've come to accept my mediocrity, but yeah, it's more about fun for me. And you want to be the king of King K. Is that we're playing this a little differently?
Yeah, I just I have that weird obsessive competitive spirit where I'm like, okay, look, I could switch characters and then I probably would beat Ridley handily, but like the challenge and the task of trying to figure out how to utilize the specific moveset that K. Rool has to defeat this Ridley, like, to me, that is such an enticing challenge. And I don't know, like, I'm playing Smash Brothers better than I ever have, and that's still probably not that good, but it's better than I ever have.
Can I tell people my favorite part about Smash Brothers related to you?
Yes.
All right, guys, let me paint a picture for you. Zach is streaming on Facebook, and I joined him for some battles. And I love Zach. Zach is great. But he is the worst loser I know. So when he loses as King K against my Kirby, which happens about 50% of the time. I think we both win like about 50%.
I'd say 30%.
You're crazy. Regardless, anytime he loses, he starts blaming things that don't exist. He's like, "Oh, there's this helicopter flying over me in real life. That's why I lost." Or like, "Oh, there's lag when there is no lag because I'm playing against him and I'm watching his stream. There's no lag anywhere. He just makes lag up."
No, sometimes I feel like there's input lag. Like you beat me a few times fair and square. I feel like
every time I beat you is fair and square. But that is my favorite part about Smash, guys.
Look, I've been this way since I was born. From the womb, I am one of the most competitive people there is.
Too bad you lose so often. Ha!
And I feel like it's look. It's not even that I'm like mad or upset or genuinely even believe these things. I just have to talk. I have to just like talk my way through it. Like I don't like sitting there playing silently. I don't know.
No.
I'm battling Jake. K. Rool versus Ridley, and K.
too.
Rool is losing obviously Ridley, and Jake's like, you gotta stop talking. Like, but this is just the way that I play.
No, and you can talk. That's fine. But when you start just like blaming, like when you start coming up with
that's part of my thing. That's part of my
called
shtick.
Being a sore loser. It's okay. You can be a sore loser. It's not a bad thing.
I am so sore from so many hours of K. Rool. Imagine carrying around all of those scales, that crown, that cannon, that pirate hat, the propeller. So much to do. But I genuinely love knowing a character so deeply and feeling so just symbiotic with the moveset. I really like that a lot. And I'm learning to do things that I never would have done in Smash. And I honestly feel like I will progress out of this K. Rool phase. I will overcome it. I don't know what it'll take, but I will find a way to defeat this curse of K. Rool. But I love that it has taught me so much, and I know that if I was just randomizing or jumping around, it wouldn't. And like honestly, here's been my negative experience with Smash Bros. Ultimate. Besides the fact that I'm hopelessly devoted to King K, it's that I like one-on-one so much better now than any other type of Smash, and that's a little heartbreaking because there are so many cool variations and modes and things you can do, and I'm only experiencing Battlefield, one-on-one, no items. But everything else just feels impure to me at this point. Do you feel like that at all?
Sort of. When I jump online, because I jump into quick play way more often than you do, and I have my preferences for like no items and you know one-on-one stuff as well. But every once in a while, when it just like doesn't find the correct stuff, and it's way better about that now than it was in the beginning, so I'll say that. But yeah, anytime an item pops up, I'm like, no. Like I items are fun when you're playing like 1v1, like when you're doing like 4-player Smash. I like it. But for one-on-ones, I don't want any items whatsoever. I'm like you in that.
Yeah, I feel bad because like that's Smash Bros. But there's so much more randomness. There's so many more goofy outcomes. That is where I do get to try other characters. I don't care who I am when it's 3-player or 4-player Smash. And like when I play with my brothers, or when I've made some of these arenas that are, just full of items and assist trophies and all that jazz, that is where I get other characters involved. And that's where I learn, like, hey, the sword strikers are kind of the way to go. And that's where I learned that, hey, some of the other new characters are nowhere near as good as King K. Rool. And I don't pay too much attention to the tiers. Like, Jake has been getting good with Inkling, and that's really fun to see, because that is one that initially I was like, how can you be good with Inkling? And then Zero and other players talking about how Inkling is kind of cream of the crop, and Jake's been getting good with Inkling. But, man, like, initially, here's sort of my ebb and flow. Initially, like, I was so pumped about the breadth of content in Smash Bros. World of Light, Spirit Board, Squad Strike. You have so many different items, and the final Smash meter, and there's so many things going on. Smash Bros. Ultimate, for me, has boiled down to these one-on-ones, and I'm still playing it, I'm still loving it, but it's weird how the game started out so expansive, and I have unintentionally whittled it down to this one narrow pipeline. And I wonder, I'd love to see like a breakdown, a pie chart of how people who are playing Smash Ultimate today are spending their time, like just a breakdown of World of Light, solo stuff, just like multiplayer Smash, and then one-on-one, because that's what I want to do with Smash. And I feel bad, but I probably shouldn't. Like, it's okay if that's how I want to enjoy it. If it's a King K. Rool one-on-one fighter, I mean, hey, it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah. the fact that you have the choice to play that way at all is really fun. Have you been messing with leveling up your spirits that much? That's one of the things that I don't do very often. That I see some people. I don't like level up spirits really. I do go on the spirit board for the event based stuff because I want, any new spirit I can get. And I'm really looking forward to the DLC, Piranha, and then Joker, and then whatever else comes after that. Like it's going to be a good year for Smash. That's why I alluded to it's going to hold us over for the year at least. Because even if we stop playing it for a little bit, we're always going to come back for the DLC characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would keep playing even if there wasn't DLC. I think it is such a perfect realization of the game and of King K. Rool that I would just keep playing it, especially the competitive spirit that it holds in my household. And honestly, that's where the flip happened for me. The first couple weeks of the game, very into spirits, very into World of Light, very into the solo stuff, and as soon as the holidays rolled around and I got to play competitively multiplayer with my brothers and family and friends, like that's where it flipped. And I can honestly say, a little bit sheepishly, that I have not touched any of the solo content since that flip. And at this point, like, I feel like a lot of the hoopla around World of Light, while it's still a great mode, and if you just get the game, I still fully recommend diving in. I feel like a lot of the hoopla and sort of the secrets and surprises have been so found out by now that me going back and doing solo, I don't know, it's not as enticing.
Yeah. No, I have to agree with you there, but there is a lot of fun times coming with Smash in the future, and
I hope so. I hope that the calendar is going to catch up on us and them. I mean, it's mid-January right now. Piranha Plant probably sometime in February. The DLC should get started soon after, but you're right. We are going to be getting trailers throughout the year for these characters. We are going to be getting to see their stages and their moveset and whatever else they decide to add to the game. The Spirit Board thing has me excited that maybe they will also twist in some more online events, some more Splatoon 2-esque flair where they bring in some different types of things to keep fans excited. But yeah, even if it was just the game it was, like I said, with no DLC, I'm super hooked. And I love, love, love that this is one that I still feel as strongly about from launch to now. Like, this is still my favorite game that came out on Switch last year, and it's probably my favorite Switch game. Maybe give it a few more months to see if that really holds true. But right now, my month later take is I am hopelessly obsessed with King K. Rool. I love one-on-ones much more than everything else, and it's my favorite game on Switch.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I echo everything you just said. But Zach, I do want to hear from anyone. I want to hear from anyone that doesn't feel this way. If you are kind of like soured on it or like bored by Smash Brothers in any way, let us know in the comments and let us know why, because I am really curious to see how many of those people are out there.
Yeah, let us know your experience of Smash Bros. Ultimate a month later, or if you're someone who hasn't got it yet, what are you waiting for? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from the Switch and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We've got you covered. We'll probably check in on the game a while down the road, and of course, if there are any updates, DLC, things like that. But I like, Gabe, that you're going to try and help me get away from King K. Rool. Maybe you're not. Maybe you like pinning me in that corner, because then it's easier for you to find strategies to defeat me. Like, it's kind of a win-win. I get to play K. Rool. You get to know exactly what you're going up against.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of want to snap you out of that King K funk, though. There are a lot of characters, Zach.
There's a few more, and I don't know, I just start to feel like, okay, if I'm just constantly switching based on matchup, like, I want to beat Ridley with K. Rool. I don't want to take someone that has, the one-up on Ridley and then beat Ridley that way. I want to do it with my dude. So I will keep working on expanding my horizons. You guys have a fantastic day. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. For myself and Gabe and King K. Rool, SwitchForce